Hi everybody, Dan here. Going to be doing a mixed media tag. It's going to be, let me just put I can't see my whole screen. Sorry guys. Yeah, it's kind of big, so we're going to be using the paint palette and a large tag. The paint palette comes with a couple of these chipboard pieces. And I'm going to add some real ones that I gessoed that I kind of ruined. I forgot to rinse them out. So, but we're going to do a Paris theme. But I was playing around with it yesterday because I just wanted to make sure, it was going to turn out the way I wanted it to. So this is what we're going to be making, kind of. Just wanted to mention a few things before we get started. Next month is Gina's Design's birthday. The company is going to be 3 years old. So the whole month of May, Gina has planned all kinds of fun activities, chances to win stuff. There's just all kinds of stuff. And on our Facebook group, there's also going to be a lot of prizes to give away and games and stuff to play. So it's going to be all birthday themed all May. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you get a chance to go sign up on our Facebook page, it's Gina's Designs Craft Group. There'll be all kinds of stuff you can win on there too. So I just wanted to make sure I told you guys about that. I wish I could get my screen bigger. Okay. Nope, it's not going to work. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, if you don't have the large tags, you can make your own. Let me just, where did my Scooby-Doo go? I just had him. Guys, where'd my Scooby-Doo go? I just had that box in my hands. Oh, this is weird. What the heck? Well, I had a box to show you, but I'm not sure what happened to it. So basically, you can just take I had a Scooby-Doo snack box. You can use a cereal box, any kind of cardboard box, and you can cut it down and make your own. Just make a long rectangle, and then trim off the edges. You could get like a nice corner piece. So you could do that. Did I do that thing? But it's pretty easy to do. I'm sure it'll show up once I get started with the class. Okay, so this is the paint palette. Kim, can you put the link for the paint palette? And I just sewed everything first. Move this out of the way. The complete list is on the Facebook chat, the craft group, sorry. Okay, so the first thing I did was I added papers. I just sewed everything first. And for this project I want to use, I have these scraps left of this wrapping paper, this Paris wrapping paper. So I really want to use that up. And I think I might use some of this postcard. And then I have all these pieces that I just really liked. I probably won't do this one because it's velvet, so I'll leave that one out. But I have all these other papers and stuff I might add to it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to tear this postcard page. And I was thinking I might add some of this paper too. It's you know, I don't remember the name of the brand. It's a Prima. Kim, do you remember the name of this paper? It's one of the ones you have. I can't remember the name of it, but I thought it was really cool because it has all these pens and stuff in the background. So I thought that might be fun to go with the Paris stationary desk. So I'm probably going to use some of that. Let's go ahead and cut this piece. So I got the top nice on that one, but the Paris part was cut off. So I don't have the top on this one, but I have the Paris, so I'm going to cut that off and use it. That way I'll have both parts. That. Yes, it's Prima. Thank you. And I'm just going to get my Mod Podge out. It's so weird. Everything is backwards on my screen, so that's why I keep going the wrong direction when I want to show you something. I gotta get used to that. Sorry about that. Let me grab a paintbrush. And I think what I'm going to do first is tear a piece of this and use it. Kind of like that. I'm just going to put a few layers of paper on. Don't really know where I'm going with it. I think I like that. I'm going to ink the edges with some Distress ink. Today I will be using the Gathered Twigs. So just the edge a little bit. That. I'm just gonna put a bunch of this on, slop it on there. Welcome back. Let's put this down lower. I want the paint palette to cover the whole thing. And then I'm gonna grab my bone folder. Let's use this. That. If I need to add more, I'll go through and just add it. So, I've got my first piece on. The hardest part is doing the first piece because then, you know, it takes a minute to commit to a piece of paper. And I want my Paris to really stand out, so I'm thinking I'll just put them at the top, like this, I think. Cut a little bit off. Yes, it's matte Mod Podge. I bought the wrong thing. I thought I got the matte gel medium and it wasn't the right stuff, so just gonna go with the Mod Podge. And I'm just gonna glue this on. Oops, don't glue it upside down. Put it up here. Got that glued on there. That. I'm not going to put the Paris on yet because I don't want to cover it up. I want to make sure it shows. And maybe grab my palette and see how much, sorry, I'm just checking to make sure I'm not missing anything, where I want to place it. On my bird themed one, I put it kind of low. So let's see. Pampered Chef. Why, yes, this is a Pampered Chef scraper. I didn't think anybody would know what that was. That's so funny. Yes, I lost my pan a long time ago. I dropped it and it broke, but the scraper survived, so that's what I use to flatten my paper out and make sure there's no air bubbles. That's funny. All right, so I think in there, I just want some of the little roses to show at the bottom. I think that's good. And now I'm just going to coat it with, this is what I bought that I thought was the gel medium, but it's not. It's matte medium, fluid medium. So I'm just going to put some on top of it. That way when I work my colors in, when I add all the colors to it, the different, the H2, twinkling H2Os and stuff, way too much. It will stay on top and I'll be able to blend it. It just protects the paper a little bit. Unless you put too much like I just did. At least that's what I think it's for. Like I said, I thought it was matte medium, but I was buying. All right, so we've got that. And I'm just going to hit it real quick with my heat gun. Hopefully this won't be too loud. Sorry about that, guys. I hope that wasn't too loud. And I think I want to add, do I want to add more paper? I don't know. All right, I'm going to set this aside and think about it and let it finish drying. And let me just, let me brush. Clean it off real quick. My favorite brush, I don't want it to get ruined. There, put this aside. And we are going to go ahead and start, while that's drying, we're going to work on the paint palette. The awesome, awesome paint palette. I love this thing. Throw this away. As you can see on my sample, I did multiple colors. And it's kind of speckled looking and all like spattered. So I'm going to show you how I did that. The first thing is to gesso your palette. And then we are going to add our paints as soon as I remember what I did with them. Huh. Shoot. Oh, here they are. Sorry about that. Don't quite have enough room to work here. I'm a pretty messy crafter. Okay, so I'm not sure what colors to go with. I'm thinking, where's my twinkling H2Os I'm going to use. I got them yesterday and they're so much fun. I'm having so much fun with these. So we'll use some of those. And I'm going to use a little bit of paint here. I'm going to use a little bit of willow. And I'm going to use some of my fireworks. And the greens. A couple of those. And I also have the Lumiere paints. Lumiere. So I might use a few of those too. I'm going to take those out. So I guess we're going with the blue-green again. Seems to be the ones I'm pulling out. The Lumiere. And then I just need my water bottle. I have this Glimmer Mist bottle. It was like the first bottle of Glimmer Mist that I got. I've had it for years. And I just keep refilling it with water, and that's what I use to spray like when I need to spray something to get it really wet, that's what I use because it's such a good sprayer. It still has a tiny bit of the silver or the shimmery in the bottom. I'm not even sure what one this is. Dazzling Diamonds. But I wrote water on the back so I don't, use it for the wrong thing. So, first thing I'm going to do here is, oops, get these out of the way, sorry. I am going to spritz my mat with some color of some of the fireworks. Blue. It's pretty bright. I'll just use a little bit of that one. Some of these weren't working for me earlier. There we go. A little bit of the darker green. I think I'm going to skip this one. All right. So I've got it sprayed onto my mat, and I'm just going to take my water. I'm going to spritz over that, get it really juicy. And then I'm going to take my gessoed paint palette, and I'm going to flip it upside down and just press it in it. Like that. That'll give me my first little bit. Oh, thanks, Barbara. So I'm just going to hit this with my heat gun. Like in between, you want to dry it a little bit first. We're just going to build the layers up. So we just smush this around. Let's see, we got a little bit more. It just looks like it's been painted a million times. Or paint's been added a million times to it. Well used, I should say. Okay, and I think one more. Let's add just a little bit more of that green. A little bit more water. And let's see, add some more. Get it to where you like it. Hate to waste it. I just grabbed my art journal. I have a page that I'm working on. It's, this page. So I'm just gonna see if I can get any of that off onto it. Oh yeah, so we got a nice color on the background there. So we'll just do that and save it. And let me grab a paper towel and just spray this with water. So I'll stick my elbows in it. It's always fun when you go to school to pick your children up and you have green elbows. You can explain the fingers, but how do you explain the elbows, people? It's really hard. Yeah, I love these sprays too. They're the fireworks sprays. Okay, let me dry this real quick. Okay, I'm going to close this before it dries out on me. Move it over. And any questions so far? Making sense? Pear tart spray, yes. Yes, it's pear tart. Thanks, Kim. Pear tart and bamboo leaves, summer sky, and Bombay blue. So those are the colors I used. So now this is all dried, and if you can see that well. And now I'm going to show you how I did this part. See how it's kind of got a shape going on all of them? So what I did, let me grab my gesso, pull it out, a giant jar of gesso, and I used, what did I do with them? Oops, just a second. There. I used my new stencils. I used this one, and I used the different paint spatters. So I'm just going to grab my, actually I'm just going to use my finger. Where I want to place a spatter, I'm going to position a little spot over it. And I'm literally just going to take my finger and do that. So that way it'll give me, my color will show up truer on it. You don't have to worry about it. If you want it to really stand out, if you want it to blend in, you don't have to do this part. But I wanted them to really look like paint. Smooches. Spooches. I don't know what you want to call it. The spots. That's, I mean, you could just paint it on too. You don't have to use one of these. I just thought it's a little quicker for me since I'm doing the class. I'm just going to wipe this off. Don't want to run it. Yes, Crafter's Workshop. Thanks, Kim, on the ball. So that's all I'm going to use for that for now. And I'm just going to dry this out of the way. We all know how graceful I am, so I'm going to dry this real quick. And then we'll put the H2Os on. I got it on kind of thick. It's going to take a minute. I don't want to get this in my paint. All right, let's try this. Cool this down real quick. All right, those are pretty dry. Let's see, they're the white spots, splots, spatters. And then I'm gonna pull out my, do my H2Os. I love this blue. It is Beach House Blue. So I'm gonna use that. And this one is Autumn Leaf. Rusted Bloom. Let's see, this one is Ancient Coin. I don't know if I want to use the Warm Gray. I'll pass on that one. So then you're just going to spray them really good with water. Grab my brush. And then we're just going to paint our spatters. Let's start with this one. This is so cool. I just got them yesterday, so it's all new to me. But the H2Os are fun. You want it thick. I'm going to go back where the spot is and just go over it. Put it on pretty thick. I'm like puddling it on. Like that. Rinse this. Do the blue. Oh, thank you. Do the blue next. I love this blue. It's so pretty. Okay, so there's the blue. That. And this one's the gold. That's good. A little bit more. We're just going to let it air dry so we make it nice and thick. Okay, and then this is the pinky brown one. So I'm going to need one more color. This dries more pink. It doesn't look like it right now, but it has a little bit of pink in it. All right, so we're gonna let that dry, and I need to add one more color to my, let's see, let's do pearl turquoise. So I'm just gonna put it right in the center of my little spot that I painted. These are light-bodied metallic acrylic paints. I'm just going to spread that around. It's got a really nice shimmer to it. Okay, so there's our paint palette. I'm going to start doing it twice a month, on a Wednesday and one on a Saturday. So that's that. We're going to set this aside and let it dry because I've got that on there really thick. So let me put it over here. These guys out of the way. The nice thing about these, you don't have to worry about them drying out. They just dry up and then you spray more water on them when you need it. So let me just push these out of the way. Put this away tomorrow. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Just move my camera. And take a sip. Well, actually, I'm going to need this back. So I kind of did on the sample, I used the H2Os up here too and all along. But first I'm going to add this, what do you call it? I forget what one this is called. They want to say it's tiny blocks, but I can't remember. Shoot. But I'm going to use my modeling paste. And I'll palette out. You can add color to this if you want. I'm just leaving mine white. And I like to use my handy dandy kitchen tool. You could use old business card or a credit card, or like a gift card. You just kind of smear it on there. Take that off. Let's see. And then I'm going to put a little bit more down here. A lot of it gets covered up, but you never know. Maybe that one spot that it needed it, and then it's too late once you've got everything else glued on. So put a little bit down here too, because I have some left. Okay, just set this aside real quick. Pull this back over. Okay. Oops. Okay. Just spray this. Am I missing anything? Questions? The extra in my art journal? Yeah. Well, it just seems like such a waste to just... I mean, I could have done more actually with this. And that page is my next project, so it'll already be a little bit ahead for me. That. Just grab a new one. Grab a baby wipe here. Baby wipes, very handy. Okay, bring the tag back over, and I'm going to heat set that. Welcome to all the new ones that just came in. I didn't see all the names. Sorry, ladies. But welcome. And this is nice and dry. So modeling paste dries so fast. It's really cool stuff. Okay, now we started adding, after I put that on, I started like smudging and just adding colors over it. So I'm going to start with my acrylic dauber and willow. I'm going to spritz it a little bit with water, just so it'll help it move around. Then I'm going to take my my damp baby wipe, just kind of blot it, kind of rub it on, rub it off. Just give it different layers. This is why I show up at my kids. Look, I go like this with my elbow. I'll never be able to explain that away to those parents. They just look at you like you're crazy. Why are your elbows green? You can see that it's taking on, it's kind of hard to see, I guess, isn't it? Can you guys see those colors okay? It's like it's a very soft green. That gives me my base. Then I'll start adding the other colors to that. Go over some of this white. I'm just hitting the tips of the modeling paste that we just dried with a little bit of green. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to dry that. Alrighty, so now we've got the first coat of color on, and we're going to start adding some drippy colors. I'll go back to that blue that I like so much and give it a little spritz. Take my paintbrush, really juice it up, get like a nice thick, actually it doesn't get really thick, just like a nice glob on my, I'm not going to be able to show this. All right, let's see if I can do this. I'm just going to take it and rub it along the edge. See how it's really under thick? Just kind of scraping it off. And then I'm going to take my spritzer and I'm going to spritz from the top down. So it'll give you all those runs. See how it does that? Then I got to dry. Then I'll do another color. Ooh, I think I just made a bubble to paint underneath. Huh. Yeah, looks pretty cool. I like the bubbles. Alright, so I think I'll also use, what color did I use? This one. It's the Amber Leaf is the one I'm using. I'm going to do the same thing. This one still has some nice slushy stuff in there. It's gooey. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put it here and there. Like that on the edges again. And then spritz it. And the more water you add, the more it runs and looks really cool. Looks like worn, actually it looks like rust. That's pretty cool. Okay, just want some of that off. Okay, there's two colors on. And I'm just going to run it along the edges, just in spots, just at different areas. See, I didn't even rinse that off, so it's kind of all blended together now. I don't know what that's going to look like. If it doesn't look right, we'll just spray it off. Oh no, that's pretty cool. I like it. Want it to run down. Take a little more. That. Okay, one more time here. So I'm going to try this really good now, because the next thing I do, I'm going to take my distress ink over it. So like all the little bubbles and stuff will really show up then. Okay, get this out of the way. Get this up real quick. Okay, so now I'm going to take my distress ink, which is the Gather Twig, and I'm going to ink the edges. Just want to get the edges real good. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought I lost you guys. Sorry, my screen went black. That's not good. I wouldn't know how to get you back, so that would be a problem. And I'm just like really just slapping it on. And see here where I added the stencil, I'm rubbing over it. It's really showing up now. And then you can always take a baby wipe if you think it's too dark, and you can wipe it away. That. Definitely going for the aged look. What are we? I'm sorry, I'm just reading the chat for a minute, guys. 10% off your total order with Gina's Designs. Use code MMT10GH. Awesome. Wow, that's awesome. There's this. So that's kind of where we are right this second. Now we're gonna add the palette back. It does look like rust at the top, yes. So we're gonna add this now, our paint palette. And hopefully it's dry. Oop, nope, it was not dry. All right, I think this should be dry. Yeah, I like how that looks like rust. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna ink with the Gather Twig Distress ink. I'm gonna ink the edges like I did on the other one. It's a little too light now, or too nude looking. It's not dark enough. Oh, I'm sorry. Not even on screen, am I? gotta figure out a better way to position my camera. And I'm just gonna color over a little bit, so it's not too bright, stark white. So there's that. And then that's going to go on here. That first, totally forgot. I don't have my glue gun, so I'm going to use the Beacons 3-in-1 to add the paintbrushes. I actually painted a few old paintbrushes. Let me just grab them. They are here, I promise. So I ruined some of my paintbrushes because, you know, sometimes I forget to rinse them out. And they were just the cheap plastic ones anyway. So I painted over with gesso. And I painted all of it with gesso. And then I'm just going to glue that on the back. I don't want to cover my Eiffel Tower, so we'll go this way with it. Like that, maybe. And then just lay this on top, see if you like that. And I do. So I'm going to glue those in place. Oops. Don't know how fast this is going to set up though. Gosh, I wish I knew where my glue gun was. Well, actually I have the glue gun, I just can't find the cord for it. Too bad it wasn't cordless, huh? Alright. Different lengths. So that'll go there. I'm just going to let it set for a few minutes. Oof. Well, I'm going to let the glue set up just for a few minutes before I try to color it, because I want to make them look old too. So I'm going to set that aside again. And the paint palette comes with 3 pieces. There's 2 paintbrushes. I'm not sure where my other paintbrush went. And then a palette knife. So I went ahead and gessoed those. So I need to make these look old-ish, oldish. Let's grab a paintbrush. Use this one. Nope, that's too big. Sorry, guys. Grabbing the H2Os again. Just kind of playing with this. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it. Just get some blue on, rub it on lightly, wipe some of it off. Let's see. Dry that real quick. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here with these. Did somebody say dip it in coffee? You put your glue brush in your coffee. That's funny. That is hysterical. Yeah, I have a lid on mine, so it's all good. Let's see. Let me try. Oh, I know. Let me do this. So I'm just going to take my Distress ink and just stick it all over my mat. And I'm going to spritz it. the nice beading on it. And I just lay those in there. Pull it out. So I get that nice, got a kind of old, hey, I've been used a lot look to it. That. I think I like that. Okay, let me just wipe this off. And dry it. All right, I like how those turned out. Let's see. A little speckled like my like the paint palette. So I think that'll work. And let's set these aside. Bring this back over. They're pretty good. Oh, they're pretty good. So just gonna take some of the distressing, the gathered twigs, and just rub over it. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see what happens when I spray it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, nice. Old and rusty looking. Love it. I'm gonna try not to get too much heat on this because this is flammable, dangerous, flammable. So I'm not gonna get my heat too close to that. That's good enough. I'm not gonna mess with nowhere. Maybe just a little more on it. That's all I need to do is catch it on fire. That wouldn't be good. So this will go on next, and I need something to, I need some spacers. What did I do with my spacers? Just a second. Oh, you know what, before I do that, I think I might, nah, this doesn't need, I was gonna add some ink, but it doesn't need it. We'll skip the ink this time. So I have all these pieces of chipboard. Oops, oopsie. They make great spacers. See, this will double it up. And it'll lay nice and flat, then I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it like, you know, going like this. So 2 should be good. Let's see. So I definitely want these flowers to still show. So I think that. Maybe one here too. Okay. So I am going to get my quick dry glue, which I have in the fine line bottle. It's Scott's Quick Dry. So I'm going to put those in place. Just a blob of glue. And then I'll just put the glue on top of that. Nice generous glob. And set those on. I like the paintbrushes showing through the little hole. So I'm just going to hold this for a minute while it dries and check out the comments. Have I missed any questions, guys? I'm really not good at paying attention to the questions. I do apologize. But Kimmy's really good at keeping up with everything. She's kind of awesome that way. And Miss Mary. Good thing we have her address for 911 when she goes poof. Was that for me? Are you talking about me getting the heat too close to the flammable glue? That's probably not good. All right. So there's that. And I have my two that come with the palette. I think I'm going to ink them more. Oops, that did not stick. Just do this. Not quite set. Gotta hold it a little bit longer. Stay. All right. Just gonna ink this up a little more. Oh no. I do apologize. My son just came home. How'd you do at tennis? Okay. He doesn't talk much. Sorry, Hannah, I'm teaching a class. Can you shut the door?
You done?
No. Why are you guys home already? Sorry, guys. No. Well, it looks like I've been interrupted again. We are almost done here, though. So I just want to add the extra brushes. Maybe there. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. I'm not going to glue it on because I'm not 100% sure. A lovely little paint palette. It's all good. You say that now, but wait till the 10-year-olds come in the door. Dan. Sorry, guys. So I think I might add oh, I didn't add the Paris yet. What did I do with the Paris? Do my little Paris. Just gonna cut it like a banner. Not sure I want to put this maybe here or here. That could be cool. All right, let me ink the edges. So, I don't know, what do you think, Kim? Should I just put it on the palette?
Hey, so don't worry if it doesn't flush.
Done.
Don't worry if it doesn't
So I'm probably just gonna lay it there, like that. I'll just glue that on. You love it? Yay! Okay, cool. All right, so this is the original one that I did. I did a little bird nest in it because it has like a bird theme. And I added some bling and some ribbon to the side. And then another one I did was, this is totally different, but it's also one of the large, oops, let me get this back here. Did a little cityscape town. This used, oops, here we go. This is Gina's fragments. Let me see if I can find them. They're mixed media fragments. Different, there's two different sets. There's set 1 and set 2. And this is the numbers I used. I cut off of this piece here. So you could add that too. I was going to add that and I totally forgot about it. That kind of happens a lot. Let's see. I had already primed this one. I love this. So I got it primed and I totally forgot to add it to the background. So that would have been fun to add to it. And there really wasn't room to add the, I was going to do the Eiffel Tower back here, but it doesn't, there's really not room for it, but it's a nice Eiffel Tower. Gina has some really nice Paris stuff. And I was going to use these stackables and just do art, but I like the word Paris more, so I'm just going to leave it like that and glue it on. So those were pieces that I was going to use, but you never know. It always takes a different, just, you know, you have something in mind and then you change your mind halfway through or you forget about it and then there's room for it, but it's all good. That's what crafting's about. So I'm just going to glue this on. So we got our Paris on there. And I think, no, I don't know if I want to add flowers or not. No, I think I'm just going to leave it. So there is our mixed media tag, Paris themed tag. I hope you guys like it and go check out all of Gina's awesome chipboards. She has so many themed chipboard. It's so cool. And don't forget, she'll be having for the month of May is Gina's birthday, third birthday. So the whole month is going to be birthday themes. Like I'm doing 2 classes next month. I don't have my calendar handy with me, but one's a Wednesday or a Thursday, and one is a Saturday. So, but we'll put that on our Facebook page. And I think that's it, guys. Any questions? So, and we're doing a blog hop, a birthday blog hop with all of our design team. So you can go through and click on everybody's names and collect whatever it is you need to collect, and it's a huge prize giveaway for that. So that'll be good to check out. But all that information will be coming out the 1st of May. So thanks, guys, and I am going to stop recording. Thanks for coming.